Oh, no, I can't. My hands are full.
Hold on. 1 second.
Okay.
The one cultist he missed, the glass dagger, easily misses and shatters on the floor. Collectively, the glass daggers that did in fact hit the two cultists intended measly pounced off like throwing a toothpick at a solid set of armor, and did in fact poke them, but essentially fall to the ground and shatter as expected of a glass dagger. These cultists look like they were expecting a little something else. Lyle has disappeared out of view, but you can tell he ran over to this desk here.
Okay. At this point, you said there was a locking mechanism on the sword?
Something is holding the sword in the scabbard. You are
Something.
unsure if you have to turn it or what. It's not an incantation. It's just you either have to twist it or pull it out one way or something.
I want to try and push it in, turn it, and then pull it out. It might be a childproof lock.
Alright. You do so.
Oh, I just rolled anyway. I'm sorry.
No problem. You're not putting any extra skills into this. It is a free action. Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
That was not the solution.
Oh. Instead of pulling on the sword by the handle, what if I tried to pull the scabbard itself off? Just the scabbard. From the scabbard, kind of. Instead of drawing it like a normal sword, what if I drew the scabbard as if it were the sword?
Alright, you attempt to do so. No dice. Not going for you.
Can I try and roll perception real quick just to see if I know what it?
Certainly. 8. You have not seen this particular sword or even, unfortunately, heard mention of it. But as far as you can tell, there's got to be some way to get this sword out of this scabbard, but you have not figured it out yet. Right, Scaithe, unless you'd like to actually do a move now, your turn will
I
have to
I'm
cease.
I'm going to move.
Or, sorry, do an action as well. Or,
Well, I would like to just.
what would you like to do?
I want to put the sword and the scabbard on my belt.
Okay, you can easily belt that, no problem.
Pick up the electric mace, and I'm just gonna start walking up to the cultists.
Okay, where do you step from aside the desk?
Here.
Okay.
So, like, right here, and then just tell me when I have to stop.
You can stop right there. You get about
Okay.
that far before this one cultist here was advancing towards the desk, but they now spot you and bring your existence to everyone's knowledge. Hybrid number 1 notices you're here. Hybrid number 2 notices you're here. Hybrid 3 notices you're here. And Akron stops his incanting and turns to see you. His jaw hits the floor.
Surprise, surprise, Akron.
You are everywhere! He screams in anger.
You know, you all can mess with me all you want, but when you bring my friends into this, you're in for a world of hurt.
He is seething right now. And quickly shouts out, I want to kill him myself. Points a hand towards you and goes back to incanting. This hybrid will get about right here. And these cultists will begin to advance.
Excellent. Just the way I want it.
Well, they are not within the range of striking. It will not actually do anything but move towards your position. But unfortunately, it is not your turn. It is the Halfling's turn. Halfling is going to do his best to take this first cultist out at the knees. So essentially try and knock this guy over. And with a 12, manages to hit him, but let's see, it actually have to do a strength. A meager 8, he kind of just smacks up against his leg like someone trying to budge a tree. This cultist is distracted, looking at this pathetic little thing trying to push him over.
Alright.
Now it would be Scaithe's turn.
I want to move to this tile.
Okay.
And I am going to point the electrified mace at this cultist.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and force push the lightning onto the cultist.
Okay, kind of traject some lightning.
Yes.
Alright. Roll it. Gotta beat 11.
18.
Easily done. Roll a d6 for damage. D6 times 5.
3 times 5 is 15.
Right. Scoltus has been shocked, but does not seem to back down as expected.
Right.
At this point, Akron's incantation has these magical spheres, magical rocks if you will, swirling around in a large aura of magic. And Akron begins to direct them into this wall between the pillars.
That's no good.
At any point, you can do a minor action if you feel to. The wall between these two particular pillars begins to glow, similar to the portal you saw way back when.
This is not good.
Akron will back up towards the dinner table.
I want to. Oh boy.
As in full view, emerging from this portal, comes a large, gnarled tree.
That's what I was afraid of.
This tree is radiating with aura. Magic's going off the charts. Alright, with that, Hybrid 1 will just be enjoying the scenery. Hybrid 2 and 3 will do about the same. Cultist 1 here will first off, straight up try and skewer this halfling like a shish kebab. And with a 19 happens to do so. With only 10 damage. but that didn't do Lyle any favors.
No, it did not.
This one here will actually go for a running swing at you, Scaithe, but only gets a nat 1 and trips practically on its own face.
Can I counter that?
Well, he has pretty much fallen prone right here. How would you
Oh.
attempt to counter that?
Well, if he's... I thought he was up closer. I, my bad.
He was going to, but he rolled a nat 1 and has actively tripped and fallen flat on his face. The guy in front of you will retaliate with a 19. Its sword. For already a good solid hit.
I want to try and raise the shield.
Alright, roll a saving throw.
17.
Alright. Scaithe, in honor of this particular finale of Season 4, how would you like to go about saving throws?
I would like to, I want them to try and be similar to contests, but if they're not super high, I just want to shave off a little bit of extra damage. Since I'm using the shield.
I can do either a contest, I roll another d20, and you can do a d20, and whoever wins, wins it, or I can just have you, like, half the damage, if you'd like.
Well, if I'm trying to dodge, I would like to do the contest, but since I'm using the shield, I'll have the damage make it fair. Because I'm still going to get some recoil damage from it. I'm not used to using shields.
Okay.
And for any viewers, yes, I know I am wasting a perfectly good DM is being merciful. But for the instance of fairness, this is what I'd prefer.
So you'd like to do a contest?
I was blocking, so shaved damage.
Okay. That was 30 points, so it would only be 15. As you react half a second too late and glance this sword off of you once it's nicked you a bit.
Okay.
And yes, for full-on contests for this specific finale, I will be rolling contest on screen. To be fair.
Alright. It's probably not my turn yet. We still... No. He moved. They moved. They moved. Okay, so
Technically
that
speaking, it's still
it is my turn.
Lyle's. Well, it will be Lyle's turn.
Okay, okay.
Lyle is going to certainly do his best to tackle this cultist since he is out of weapons. And manages to get a solid grip, but strength check fails with an 8. As you were watching this poor halfling trying to knock this guy over with no with no attempt to do so. That would be Scaithe's turn.
Okay. I want to... Is this guy the one that's prone?
Correct.
I want to walk over and beam him with the electric mace.
Alright, roll it.
9.
You somehow miss. Glances off what little bit of armor this cultist actually has.
The electric glare, I didn't account for it.
But it is an electric mace. Roll a d4 for lightning damage.
2.
2 lightning damage.
And I want to whistle my puppy over.
Alright. The bird is in your hood, and your dog runs to your side.
Excellent.
Alright, if you would like, the dog can count as a free character. You can command your pet familiar to do something as a character.
As a character, these people are frozen. I want him to go over to Ildrad and just start radiating as much heat as he can.
Alright. Your wolf will flare up and attempt to do its best to thaw out this knoll with antlers. Alright, that means time as Pen has hit the floor. This tree here begins to crackle and split and rip open. Blowing out the top like blowing out the barrel of a gun in an old-fashioned cartoon. A large mass begins to make its way out of the tree. Encircling with 5 magical stones. Oh, these things have so large hitboxes, it's hard to grab them. Being encircled by these magical stones of the magical properties given to them and explained to you before. You see, unfortunately, not Pharrell as you knew him, but Pharrell seems to have gained power by these magical stones. As last you were known, these cultists were trying to summon their ancient god with these stones.
Mm-hmm.
But it appears your friend Pharrell has gone full on demon and is encircled by these magical stones. This being will adjust itself. Alright. Scaithe, the tree is still there, but for its hitbox, I cannot keep it in frame for the time
Mm-hmm.
being.
No problem.
This demon will attempt to adjust itself in its new time and space, if you will.
I was not anticipating something that big.
Alright. At this point, this cultist is going to try and finish off Lyle as best it can. With a 19. Does another 4 times 5 damage. Lyle's not losing determination, but is clearly losing. The guy who was once prone will get back up to try and take advantage of you gawking at this demon. It only rolls a 5 as it glances off of your shield. This one here will attack as well. Rolls a 15 against you
Mm-hmm.
with only 10 damage.
Uh, I'll take that one. I'm...
Going to wait for Lyle to attempt to try and save himself.
I was gonna say, I'm getting worse for wear.
Lyle's going to try one more time and give it his all. And roll a 13. And roll a natural 20. And suplexes this cultist and body slams him to the ground. In halfling rage.
Wow.
Actually does 5 damage as this cultist is slammed to the ground.
Wow.
Alright, Scaithe.
Um, does it look like the puppy is doing anything?
Dog is flaring up its best, trying to warm up this null sickle.
Does it seem like it's actually doing anything?
It does, but not at a significant rate. It may take another turn or so.
Okay. I want to. I just want to try and clock this cultist above, beside the head.
Okay. No.
Darn
He's
it.
just out of your reach.
Darn it.
Alright. It would be your dog and or your bird's turn.
Well, unfortunately, my bird is only a finch, so there's not really much he can do. So, while the dog is standing next to Ildred flaring up, I want him to try and hurl a fireball at this cultist.
Alright. Your dog will only roll a 5 and just hacks it short.
He's out of practice. Okay.
At this point, lovely little Akron friend will begin to express his thanks and gratitude that he is in such presence of such a mighty being. This demon will glance over this small little hooded man and practically roll his eyes
I was hoping he would eat him.
as he looks about the room and you see his ever familiar glowing yellow eyes meet yours.
I glare back with intense ferocity.
Would you like to intimidate?
I'll try.
Roll it.
I'm gonna need something that's not that.
Would you... You know what? Unless you would like to add a modifier of something that you can try and convince me of, I'll keep that 16.
Well, at this point, I'm exceptionally bloodied, so I'm very battle-worn and I'm very pissed, so will that add anything?
You're about to channel some rage. How much would you like to add to that?
Will 2 do?
2 will do. This demon is not intimidated, but this demon knows you mean business.
Good.
And respectively, this demon and the magical 5 stones will come up to under the table, apparently.
He just lifts the table and chairs all at once.
There we are. We'll hover over this table with these magical stones and begin in your direction. I must say, a mighty voice rings out, do you have any idea how cramped it is? Stuck inside a tree. Make it to about here.
I could only imagine, but I figured you needed to branch out your options in life.
Through this entire tense, stressful situation, you hear Lila in the background, I get it!
He's dying and he says, I get it. Oh, God.
Akron will hurriedly run around, kind of sidelining to this demon. Oh, great and merciful being, great and powerful, prestigious, almighty, apparently trying to flatter this thing. I have released you from your eternal prison. Please seek revenge and kill this half-elf. Alright.
Okay.
It's going to be Lyle's turn first. Lyle has this guy pinned to the ground. Lyle now sees a gigantic demon barreling his way. Cultist will move.
Please let him run away in fear. Please let him run away in fear. Please let him run away in fear.
Lyle rolls a meager 8. And will scamper under the desk.
I guess that'll do.
Scaithe, you're up. It is technically your move. Ekron will be now pointing at you, screaming at this thing to kill you. This demon will actually stop advancing and turn towards Ekron. Who do you think you are, bossing me around? Ekron is taken aback by this. And try to suffice with the cliched, I'm the one who released you.
At this point, I roll my eyes and try and clock this cultist one more time while they're having this discussion.
Roll it.
With a meager 6.
Meager 6 still doesn't work.
Do I still get lightning damage?
If you intended to use the mace, then yes.
Yeah,
Roll
I've been trying to use the mace.
Okay, roll a d4.
2.
2 more damage. Unfortunately, this cultist has kind of forgotten you and is now more interested in the demon. As well as the other one.
How's the defrost going on the big Ildrad guy?
Ildred is almost defrosted. Fully defrosted.
Why did I have to choose the big guy first?
He looks like he's about to collapse, like literally someone's that's been defrosted.
Right.
Seems to be trying to come to.
Can I have my puppy... Here's an idea. I want my puppy to try and fire a fireball instead of at a cultist at this person over here who's frozen. Is that who I think it is?
Hang on, I didn't see who you pinged. Whoa. It's quite a reach, but I can certainly try. Roll it.
Because honestly, it looks like Vivian, and I could use some magical help.
It is in fact Vivian. At any point you can ask me who these people are if you do not recognize them.
Okay.
15
Well,
I will actually give it.
Maybe that'll be like a quick defrost. And why can't you hit my enemies? You
And I
will
will
gladly hit my friends.
actually give it. Vivian is instantly defrosted, but she collapses on the ground for a second.
That's understandable. So now I have 2 collapsed friends.
Alright, Scaithe, at this point, this demon and Akron are actually arguing. And the cultists seem to be taking in the conversation. Would you like to do anything minor? Say anything? Or are you standing like the cultists wondering how this is going to play out?
Well, I wanted to say something epic if I could actually hit this cultist head in front of me, but I haven't been able to hit him, so...
Alright, I will pretty much actively have all of these cultists stay their turn. Lyle's probably going to hide under the desk again, so if you'd like, we're back to the top with you.
Yay! I want to use the mace and just swing straight up and down, trying to clock this cultist in the head.
Alright, roll it.
Because side to side has not been working. 13.
You manage to make contact.
Yay!
Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Okay, damage. D6.
1.
Only 5 damage, but roll me a D6 for lightning damage.
2.
So that would be 5, 6, 7 more damage.
This mace is not nearly as what I was hoping it would be.
For the fact that this cultist is not looking at you, roll another D6. Because sneak attack advantage.
5.
5 times 5 is 25. Right. This cultist goes down to his knees at this point.
And at this point, I interject in their conversation over here. Whichever one of you kills whomever, I'm killing the other. It doesn't matter.
They both stop their arguing and look at you. Akron will instantly go back to screaming at this guy, seemingly a little bit upset. Alright, technically speaking, it's your familiars.
The bird can't really do anything. So I want my puppy to fireball this guy.
Roll it.
With a 16.
You manage to make contact. Roll d6 for damage.
1.
Alright, but the cultist is also now on fire.
Yay, fire!
As this cultist sets ablaze. I cannot see a fire emblem. Well, I'll take that. We'll instantly take 5 more damage straight from being set on fire. Alright, Ildred will come too. And spend his turn. Who, what, where? Trying to figure out what in the world. Holy crap, there's a demon. And Vivian will do the same. Alright. At this point, Akron will pretty much put it across. If you're not going to help, then you are no use to me. What are you all just standing around for? Kill him. Well, cultist right here will do his best to retaliate, but misses with a 10.
How close is he?
He's like at your feet. He's on his knees though.
I want to try and counter him. Send his head flying like a golf club with a mace. Or like a golf ball with a mace.
Alright, now that I will actually have to do a contest.
Yes.
Roll me a d20.
9.
I only got a 4. You managed to cleave into him, but not send his head flying. Roll me damage. So you are definitely going out of turn.
5.
So we'll take it. 25 more damage.
Any electricity?
D4.
1. I'll take it.
Only 1. Right? The guy behind you, though on fire, will still try to attack you. But misses with a 9, as you understandably know that he's on fire. Cultist here will move around to the side of the desk as his sword gets stuck in the desk for a few seconds, missing with a meager 9, trying to attack Lyle. Well, at this point, the hybrids want to get in on it. The one closest to the demon will not do anything. This one up here will focus in on Eldrad. And if it can roll better, it rolls a 17. And unfortunately does nothing. This hybrid here will focus in on Vivian and rolls a 19, which is good enough. Through all this commotion, you can tell Vivian's eyes are now glowing purple. With a very strong belief that Vivian is now hypnotized.
Great.
Alright. Well, Pharrell's had enough of this and will straight up backhand Akron, sending him across the room. Fortunately, he does not get damaged by this, but he is thrown across the room.
I can just envision him ragdolling across the floor.
Practically. Alright, Scaithe. This demon will once again lock eyes on you and advance back towards you. All the while, he is being encircled by these magical stones. Basically just glare you down as if waiting or expecting something.
Okay.
It is not your go, but at any point, talking and minor actions are game. I'm not going to actively try and wait for you to formulate something.
That's fine. I know what I want to do, but he is a much larger target than I had initially anticipated.
If you want to put it into perspective, he's just a little bit larger than actual Pharrell, but he's just got wings now.
Okay, so the figure is not necessarily to scale?
Not necessarily. If you imagine it from the game scale here, he would be floating via scale.
Okay,
He's
okay.
just about the size of Ildrad, which is essentially just about the size Pharrell actually was.
Okay.
Pharrell was a large man.
His form just changed. So maybe if I can roll well enough, my initial plan would work well, because it's a very, very nice touch.
Okay? Well, Lyle is going to try something very, very courageous or stupid.
Probably stupid.
Alright. That will work. And let's try a strength check. Only manages to pull a 9 as Lyle scampers out from underneath this desk and grabs this demon's tail.
You don't touch the tail! Not without permission.
Lyle just kind of tugs on this demon. As far as you can tell, Pharrell does not even bother.
Well, that's good. At least he's just an annoyance instead of a threat. Poor
Scaithe,
threat.
it is your go.
I really need to finish off this cultist
Okay.
with a 12.
You hit.
4. 4. So times 5, 20.
Alright, this cultist is looking worse for wear. Roll a d6 for electricity damage.
4.
Alright. This cultist is practically prone. Alright, unless you'd like to do a minor, it is your familiars.
Um. I want my familiar to, or my puppy to fireball this guy trying to break the hypnosis.
Which guy? I'm sorry. I'm too zoomed in.
This guy
Okay. Roll it.
with a 19,
Makes contact. Roll damage.
with a 2.
Alright. That'd be 10 damage. It actually sets this cultist on fire. And hypnosis is effectively broken. Vivian almost collapses again, but she's on her feet. She's dizzy.
Burning down the guild. Wait, that's not something I should be singing about.
Alright. Ildrad will do his best to take assessment of the situation without asking questions. And grab his axe here. And will be the first to take on the demon. With a 14 actually hits. For 15, 5 more, so 20 damage.
That's a solid hit.
But unfortunately, this is in fact a demon.
Mm-hmm.
So now he is at 180 health instead of 200.
Ooh, DM giving away important information.
Yes, more health than the other guys. Well, Vivian's gonna do her best and try and take out this cultist. Hits with a 15, easily since it's on fire. Awesome 6. Full on strong 30 damage of straight up casting magic spelled right into this thing's face. But it is down to 50 as it is also taking 5 fire damage. Alright, Scaithe. Hybrid 1's gonna wind his way over here, trying to figure out how to get his hands dirty. Little cultist guy here is going to run back over to Lyle, and seems like this one's got a vendetta against Lyle now. We'll roll a 16, as Lyle is busy trying to tug a tail. And roll a 4. With a solid hit, Lyle is down. Lyle is not dead, but Lyle is down. Back into position. Fine, stay there. This one
Sit,
at
stay. Good
this
demon.
this one at your feet will do its best at anything it can, as it is technically prone. Rolls a 16, but I will give it disadvantage as it is at your feet. And manages to try and hit you. He makes contact.
Can I give his head a good kick?
You believe if you give like a solid drop kick, you can get this guy out of here.
I want to.
Alright, how would you like to do this saving throw?
Um,
Another contest?
yeah, contest.
Alright.
An 8.
And what did you roll?
I thought I rolled. Come on. Okay. A 7.
Right, unfortunately, no. As this poor little guy, though I will give him disadvantage, will hit you for 15 more damage. He's hacking at your ankles.
Darn, the one thing that isn't covered on me.
The guy on fire will easily put himself out. He's no longer on fire. And as a minor action, let's see, we'll miss you with a 7.
Okay.
Alright, Hybrid 2 is going to look on how to get in on things. Hybrid 3 is going to attempt to put himself out. And does. He's no longer on fire. Will actively try and hypnotize Vivian again. And with a 14, unfortunately, does so. Alright, Scaithe, you're staring at a demon. He gets closer. Moving him out of the way for the sake of tokens. Unfortunately, the demon's not going to get you. The demon's going to look at the guy who just smacked him. But unfortunately, only rolls a 6, as Ildrad manages to glance off this a furious swipe with his axe. Scaithe. Lyle is prone. He cannot go, so it is your turn. But Lyle
I,
will
w-
get 2 damage, so he's at -2 right now.
I want to walk on this cultist. I want to try and walk over him to the demon.
You do so. With a, I'll give you 2 damage as you like step on his face.
Yeah. I
Floating
put.
about this demon are the magical 5 stones. That are just encircling him. You can go where you like. You are there.
How much does he notice me? Because I want to literally try and get just right up underneath him or something.
You are pretty sure he knows you're here. He knows you're right next to him. But he's not focused on you. He's focused on Ildred right now.
Okay. I request a brief break because I want to clear something with the DM.
Alright, we will take a quick break.